Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, April the 22nd. Certainly the month of April has had several cold air outbreaks reaching the U.S. from Canada. The Rocky Mountain states have had several bouts of winter-like weather over the past few weeks, including some snowfall. And certainly the Great Lakes and Northeast, Mid-Atlantic have also experienced some cold air outbreaks, including as we begin the week right here, right now, with temperatures in the upper 30s in many suburban locations along the I-95 corridor region, even some patchy frost. There'll be a strong cold frontal passage coming through the northeastern states at midweek. That will usher in a reinforcing chilly air mass for Wednesday night and Thursday night, again with temperatures likely to drop into the 30s in many of those suburban areas of the big cities along I-95, and some more threats for patchy frost. It does look like, however, that as the calendar turns from April to May, an overall warmer weather pattern will develop for much of the nation. This is a look at the ensemble run of the European model from last night at 0Z. What we're looking at here are the mean 850 millibar temperature anomalies for the current 5-day period that we are in. This extends from April 21st all the way to April 26th, and you can see for the current 5-day period, much below normal temperatures centered over the southeastern part of Canada, but really extending all the way down through much of the eastern half of the nation. Warmer than normal conditions out across those Rocky Mountain states that, again, just last week had some snow even into the Denver, Colorado region. Now, we just shift out here all the way out to days 8 to 12. This is at the end of April going into the early part of May. Quite a reversal here with warmer than normal conditions across much of the eastern half of the nation, and it flips to colder than normal out across the interior west. So we go from this in the current 5-day period to this all the way out to days 8 to 12. And again, this shift in the eastern half of the nation really coincides pretty closely with the change from April to May. Now, let's go through the period here and we'll just kind of walk through and see how this evolves. Again, this is the current 5-day period. We'll just gradually change things over the next several days so that by the time we get to the latter part of April, much above normal conditions extending from Hudson Bay region of Canada all the way throughout much of the eastern half of the nation. Meanwhile, the interior west kind of flips from above normal right now to below normal by the end of the month. We'll go out a little farther in time, and again, ensemble runs tend to smooth things out, so the highs are less high, the lows are less low as you go out in time. So yeah, it does appear like the number of degrees above normal does kind of diminish, but that's a kind of a facet of an ensemble run. So this is pretty impressive that all the way out to days 11 to 15 we're still seeing above normal conditions here throughout the eastern half of the nation. By this time we're into the first week of May 1st here all the way out to May 6th. Now let's kind of walk through the 850 millibar temperature anomalies on a kind of a frame-by-frame basis here as we begin the week here, the new work week on Monday, April 22nd. This is a broader view of North America. Look at this temperature pattern here across the Hudson Bay region of Canada, southeastern Canada, way below normal, and the below normal conditions extend all the way down into the southeastern part of the nation. Now we just cannot get rid of this type of chill in the air in the northeastern states this week. In fact, it looks like a pretty chilly week all in all for the Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic region. Let's just walk through here the next few days here, and we'll see a little bit of a relaxation by later tomorrow. This is midday on Tuesday, but this is just kind of rotating around this far below normal the temperature pattern here up across Hudson Bay region of Canada. It kind of rotates around and slides back to the east here. By the time we get to late Wednesday night time frame, colder air will start pouring back into the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S. following the passage of a midweek frontal passage. And we'll go even farther ahead here and we'll see this chilly air mass will stick around right through the end of the work week. Here we go into Thursday, and then into the day on Friday right here, still hanging around all the way from southeastern Canada into the Carolinas here below normal. It does turn warmer than normal out in the middle part of the nation by the end of the work week. Now let's walk through the surface forecast maps using the conventional run of the European model from last night at 0Z. Pretty dry overall weather pattern as we begin the new work week here. In fact, the Mid-Atlantic region had a very wet spring, but really the last several days have been relatively dry, and the next several days look relatively dry. A couple of threats for showers, but no significant rain in the upcoming week to 10 days or so, and really that was the pattern over the last week to 10 days or so. No real significant rain amounts in the Mid-Atlantic region or the Northeast or even the upper part of the Midwest. Now, let's move forward here, and again, the big feature here, sliding south and east, will be this next cold frontal system. This is the midday Tuesday forecast map, and a cold front starting to slide south and east across the Great Lakes. It will cause some shower activity out ahead of it, but again, not a significant rain event. Here we go all the way into Wednesday morning. Here's the frontal system again. We've pointed out this 540 thickness line kind of being a good feature to look at here on these weather maps to distinguish between chilly air and warmer, the normal air masses here. This is quite impressive chill in the air here for the latter part of April, all anchored by this strong, cold surface high near the Hudson Bay region of Canada. Very dry throughout the western part of the nation into the midweek here. This cold front slides on through late Wednesday night, and colder air is reinforced behind it. Again, we could have temperatures dropping into the 30s late Wednesday night, again late Thursday night, in all these suburban areas north and west of D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, even some patchy frost again. There was some this morning in some of these suburbs north and west of Philly. That could happen again late Wednesday night, and again late Thursday night. High pressure in control over southeastern Canada by the time we get to Thursday. And that chilly air sticks around right into the end of the work week. Here we go all the way into Friday morning. There will be an influx of very warm air, and we've talked about this infusion of Gulf of Mexico air riding up from the Gulf of Mexico into the Mississippi Valley. This could touch off a severe weather outbreak here at the end of the week, let's say Friday into Saturday time frame, maybe Thursday night into early Saturday time frame. Something we'll have to watch out for. Again, we have this influx of very warm and humid air from the Gulf of Mexico riding all the way up through the Mississippi Valley region. There will be some colder air on the northwest side of this low. So this possibility of some severe weather late this week going into the early part of the upcoming weekend. But overall, a chilly weather pattern continues for at least the next week or so across much of the nation. Certainly are signs that an overall warmer weather pattern develops by the time we get to the early part of May across much of the U.S. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.